So like I said, everyone around here must follow the Tengri ways, even though it's expensive and doesn't do much good for my country since, well, I accept heathens anyway. Strange though that might be for my country. Jake, you can establish New World missions. I don't really think that's worth the power that I give them. 15 influence. And besides, all it does is reduce uprisings and increase assimilation. There's not many to assimilate. And it's 15 influence. I'm just not seeing the payoff there. Cozy times for our country. Even France building up a spy network in me. The scum. Now Russia. You and I very soon are going to come to blows, but it's a concern for me that you have a few friends like this. Gotland and Theodora. Theodora I can just pretty swiftly crush, but now you've caught up with Miltech towards me, and that's going to make it a lot harder for me to deal with you. Plus the whole me having no army, and the fact that you're probably going to re-ally Jean Pure. Friendly, neutral. It's not impossible. Jean Pure have also allied the Ottomans. I could always go with the merchant guilds. They give me some good stuff. I wouldn't mind those ships for war either. Oh no, not Manich. As I wonder, where is Manich? Okay, it's only 5 development, we care not. Soon I'm going to have to drop this whole orthodox syncretic nonsense. But it would cost 50 prestige. And here we go again. These guys have got to get out of my country. Goodbye prestige again. I do hope Baluchistan don't have many problems with old chunks of land I gave them. They've got a couple of them to core, but for the rest of them it's their religion, it's their core, and hey, they're slowly but surely catching up in that military technology. Poor tribal nations. Okay, so the Orthodox wish us to help out in Persia. This is a war they have started with a few people that don't really matter, but it's a good way to get ourselves some favours with the Ottomans. All we have to do is go and bleed on the battlefields, and then I'll be able to call them in against mighty Russia, which is rather good. Naturally, we shall accept. And, well, one thing that gives a good amount of help, or a good amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? War contribution, is to siege up. Sieging and fighting. There's not that many to fight, and those that we do come across are going to be far inferior to our own forces. So, let's get with the sieging. Even though it's going to hurt our manpower once again. It's not like he promised us any land, and we have not claimed that we desire any of it, so that's alright as well. Plus, our vassals will count towards our contribution as well, so that's also good. It's just a whole lot of good news for our wonderful nation. I haven't been paying attention, but is there any gold that we've been picking up along the way? Just the one. We may get some more yet. So there we go, with my vassals jumping in and me doing the whole sieging down like a good friend. Really though, I shouldn't be bringing in all my units when just the cannons would suffice. Except for when that happens. Always a bit of a risk when you do what I just did. My hope is that the Ottomans take a whole bunch of land for themselves, and then they will be getting They'll be taking a whole bunch of land themselves, giving me nothing, and I will get a whole load of favours for it. That's the hope. Of course, I need to keep good war contribution here, which I'm currently not getting because they've been doing all the fighting instead of me. Still, all goes along smoothly. Perhaps I should get you guys over on Yazd. Once again, I'll pull out everything that isn't a cannon. Okay, my war contribution is laughable. It is getting to be groogy % here. This I'm liking though, just getting all these lands into glorious Tengri. What I'll also be doing is transferring the occupation over to the Ottomans, I think. Maybe not at that one, it's a centre of trade, which I'd rather hold myself. Let's see if we can't just track down and destroy the remnants of the Persians. Strong times for Perm. Laughable. To think these guys once upon a time might have given me trouble, and now they fall just like all the others. Conclusion of this, I'm going to have to go to war with Russia. I need those cores back for my glorious vassal. Not Kiev, mind. They were not glorious enough. Where are their troops? Because I must have integrated them. You guys, I'd wager. Bratislav's divisions, yep, sounds like Kievians to me. We'll just pull you back. It's nice to have some full-strength units for a change, instead of everybody drinking my manpower. And another fort. I don't know what use this fort is going to be in the future. And heavens, yes, I need manpower. Hope Polotsk don't mind too much. Ah, they're fine with it. Yeah, I don't think I need this castle here. Down it goes. So I need to think about what the Ottomans want out of this. Anything that they see as vital interest or strategic utility, I'll just give over to them. So that they can grab whatever they want. Yeah, we're slightly better than groogy % here. But the conclusion of this, I can just pull back. There's no need for us to be here longer than necessary. Right, I am this close to just getting rid of my syncretism with Orthodox. These events are getting to be a bit of a pain. But I can't do it until after this is all over with. Looking good. I see no real reason to keep going here. Let's get our troops out of there and consider our next move, which is of course destroying Russia. Who, oh, they allied with Ming. Okay. It never rains but it pours, doesn't it? Ming is big and very scary, which means I might have to gun down Ming and Korea first. Ming have actually gotten up to good military tech as well, so fighting Ming is going to be particularly scary. That's part of the fun though, right? little point in me having any of this. Ottomans, feel free to make your peace. I'm sure you're not struggling for war score at this point. Now, whatever you do, don't keep me in for length of war here, because I could do without call for peace. In fact, how is my war exhaustion looking? Now we got it down to a reasonable level. No need to pay it down further. No CB Gotland, Jake. It is, of course, the best CB. Oh dear, these events. But Russia, funnily enough, wouldn't join in. Maybe that's telling me to fight Ming, since Russia is too in debt to join in. Ottomans, of course, would not join in, and the Ottomans are hugely in debt as well. James, that's not good. That means they probably wouldn't help me fight the Russian bear. Aye, that debt is firmly keeping them out of this. Means I would have to go toe-to-toe with Ming. And Ming's scary. Ming is very scary. How scary? "80,000 troops scary." Hilariously, Korea would ally me. Which means I could probably ally them, and that wouldn't work at all, would it? I gotta think how to tiptoe around this situation. Jinx, that level of debt for Ottomans is going to hurt me in the future, I can tell. Let's try making some money for ourselves for a change as well. So I was starting to think that perhaps the better idea would have been to strike Russia instead of Jampur and the Indians. But we did what we did. Now the Ottomans are getting too greedy for their own good here. It's no good for me. And all the while I am not reducing my autonomy, which would be very handy for me. So how do we go about it? What I can do is fight Theodoro and use that to fight Russia, but Russia is still big and strong. Okay, 13 favors, but as I said, Ottomans are too in debt to help me out, and I don't have the money to pay off their debts. With a bit of luck, they just won't be silly. But maybe that is relying too heavily on luck. Hey Russia, how about you just give up some provinces? Harumph. Taking down Ming on their own, though, is asking a lot. I'll get my extra cavalry shock on the go for certain, but... That would certainly break their alliance, and they'd be unlikely to get it anytime soon. Being asked if Russia guarantees anybody's independence, they guarantee Krakow. But again, they wouldn't make good of it. Heck, not even Bohemia would make good of it. Bohemian opinion about Krakow is down the toilet. So yes, just attacking Ming straight up is one option, but I'd be attacking so many units with so few of my own, and it's not like I'm rolling in manpower or money. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place here. Time for a war with Krakow then. I rather think not. They're very expensive to take the land from, and I need to focus on, well, the areas that I need to look at here. The thing is, if I go to war with you now, then that assuredly keeps Russia away from you. But it also invites me into a huge war that I am not all that interested in, unless I get some good friends on the go who are interested in Ming land. You have a little bit of interest there, and you have a lot of interest there. I think we might be able to make a couple of very situational allies here. Langshan, Pyongyang. Not Korea though, Korea's not in on this. Could just declare war and see how it goes. But the thing is, Ming would curb stomp you in terms of military technology. Tricky. Average claim emperor on its way, but that's probably not enough to shatter you. In fact, the Ming here is looking very strong. 80,000 units though. And the next big tech is 19. Cavalry shock +1 isn't going to make the world of difference here. Will help, mind, but it would break up Ming and Russia if I just declare war. Maybe I shouldn't worry too much about it. I should just go for it. I mean, I get all this land off of Korea that I'm wanting. Well, maybe that's a bit much to claim that I would just get it all. But I could make Korea a co-belligerent and then I'll get it on the relatively cheaper. I'm not interested in any Ming land. I might take their trade power though, that would be swell. You know why hesitate? Hesitation hurts. Oh jings, they got Lan now on their side as well, don't they? Alright, that's all the more reason that I want these guys on my side here, even if they are just going to get curb stomped. Okay, only Mongyang is interested. You are not, because you're in debt. 722 of it. But Langshang is pretty big. I could pay off a chunk of that debt for you. I sure hope Russia don't pay off their debts whilst I'm worrying about this. Because that would be funny in a not very funny kind of way. Alright, how much debt would that be for you? I'll send you a gift of a 250. And we'll see how well that does you. Good enough. Yeah, I'm sure I'll help you out. I want Korea as a co-belligerent, and we'll just do it. Gotta show those eunuchs where to go, right? This seems like such a terrible idea, but we're doing it anyway. Why even worry? Russia have dishonored, Korea and Lana have honored, and of course I have my two buddies in this as well. We're still hopelessly outnumbered. Of course I'm still sitting on a bit of war exhaustion from last time. Let's get rid of that altogether. And my armies are nowhere near where they need to be. And I probably shouldn't mothball my forts whilst I'm diddling around with this. And I should probably pay my armies, even though this is going to hurt me in many ways. And you are surplus to my monetary requirements. You're a bit easier on the money and you still give me dip, but how about we just shave some money here? Get rid of some expenses. You are an expense. Forward march. No guts, no glory. I do have to consider this. I'm not going to magically defeat Ming on the battlefields here. I wonder if they have any military ideas. They have offensive and quantity. The and they get +5 discipline, +1 leader fire. Okay. We're gonna have some issues here. This is one such issue. Oh well, let's just do it. We've fought worse wars and won. Jake, don't be a coward. Declare war on Russia as well. The whole point of this was to keep Russia and Ming away from each other. Alright, let's do this. Now I could shock Korea out of this war. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forts. And probably don't contribute that much of an army. 26, 36, 40. Okay, they contribute more of an army than I do. It's all the more reason to shock them out of this then. Okay, what I would like then are for my vassals to attach to my one attached to me army. And like I said, let's shock our way through. Maybe not even to get the land, but just break Ming up with Korea. Because I don't want Ming lands, that's the thing we gotta remember here. Let's not worry about that. Let's worry about getting that, though, since our cavalry does make up a good chunk of our army. I want it to be all that bit more shocking. I forget, what did 16 get me? Did it get me anything particularly good? Combat width, tell me about it. I got the chamber to demi cannon, which is a wee touch better, but it's not the be all and end all. As expected, our war score is going down the toilet because Langshan and Mongyang are getting overrun, but at least it's taking the heat off of me for a bit to, as I said, shock Korea out of this war. Hopefully we'll have the time to do that. If we don't, we're in for a nasty. Especially since I suspect if we get declared war upon, the Ottomans will say nah, because they are horrifically in debt. There's all this autonomy around here, which is, come to think of it, I should have made these into states. What kind of a state are we talking about here? Kiev? Certainly. Yeah, we got the rest of those on the go. There's all this as well, but it's not really going to give us that much, is it? Could do with a touch of extra gold, and, well, why not? It's not really going to cost us all that much. Got money to burn, right? So shocking Korea out of this war is going to be tough since the war score isn't going so great. Unfortunately, there we go. That's our 114. In power with no legal heir. That's awful. Since I've also made them into a general. Clergy want some more land. The clergy always want more land. There you go, clergy. Get out of my face. Okay, unfortunately that fort is going to block our movement here, so I could take the long way round or not take the long way round. Or rather just wait. Yeah, it's going to be quite a bit to get Korea out of this war. My units should probably be travelling a bit closer together, all things considered. This is a frightening war. A very frightening war. At least the Ottomans wish to help us out with some condottieri, but you screwed me over once before. I shall not allow you to screw me over once again. You'll grab this, and then we will make our way down into more Korean forts. Don't know how long Langshan and Mongyang can hold out here. Probably not very long, but damn it, they are trying. Those Koreans, though, there are so many of them. I'm going to need at least a couple more forts. Ideally the capital fort, but it's not that easy. It's a shame I don't have any generals with excessive amounts of siege. Come to think of it, that's my king down there. I should probably pull you back and exchange you out with another general. Is that the clergy still after me? Merchant guilds, I need those ducats. I'll give you monopoly charters if you'll just help me out a touch. And the clergy... Yeah, I wouldn't mind that admin, but there's no pressing need for it. Where gives us loads of tax? Well, relatively speaking. There you go, clergy. Get out of my face. So, you folks, you have Perm and Novgorodian troops here, but it'd probably be good if you backed us up a touch. Well, we'll make our way through some way somehow. It would probably be good if you guys spread out a bit and took over some of the surrounding lands. I know it's a bit of a pain and a whole load of micro, but I need Korea's 40-something thousand troops to not be breathing down my neck at this point in time. Yeah, Korea, this whole war is very scary. It's not even scary like the Indians were. The Indians are something else. Okay, that fell down like, well, like a good excuse to pull my general back. We're looking very good in the army tradition, so here's hoping we get someone that's amazing. Amazing. Three siege is pretty amazing. 3 siege is pretty going to win the war amazing. I want you down there right now. Because I don't think the Chinese are going to be putting up with my crap for much longer. Army tradition, it's pretty good. Talented and ambitious daughter. Normally I like to cast them into the ocean from whence they came, but I make an exception for the Great Perm Dynasty 453. Average claim granted, but I'll take Ulga. Alright, I wonder if I'd be good taking care of these Chinese, because they're just going to be causing us trouble. They're making their way to Ude. They are troublesome. But it's also troublesome to keep my armies separated like this. Korea's gonna have to fall. Length of war, military strength, war score. It's all gonna hurt, but that's what we're here to solve. March on their capital. That'll test their resolve. Jake just donated. First time I did it for anyone. Just popped my donation cherry. Lol. You deserve it. Well, thank you very much. I hate to push for donations, so I don't. But I do love money, so I appreciate what you've done. Alright, so they are going for this. They have a siege general and plenty of cannons of their own. But like I said, if we just get Korea out of this, that's going to give us a lot more breathing space. Langshan is sadly really not keen on this war. But we'll get you out. That 3 siege and 5 bonus from cannons should bring that one down in a hurry. A little concerned about this though. Do I attack them or do I not? They have tech 15. Got a 1 siege Novgorodian there. No, I think we were better off holding ourselves down here, because once that capital goes, I suspect we won't be having any trouble with Koreans for a while. In the meantime, you guys can spread out, because it helps little, but that still means it helps. Know your place, StarCraft. Alright. Risky biscuits, but that's the fun of the game, right? Okay, unfortunately Uda fell really quickly. And that makes a big dent in what we can do to Korea, but if we just grab their capital, then that's going to make an even bigger dent. And that capital's going to fall in little time. Yeah, Uda. It's a shame. But that's a shame for you, Korea. You are out of here. You'll be even more out of here if I break your alliance with Ming. And all I need is a province or two to decide that. So let's do just that. Speed is of the essence here. Oh, I forgot there's a fort right there, isn't there? Okay. There you go. Hell, I can even take a ducat for my issues. So that casts a lot of the units out of this war wonderfully. Breaks their relations with Ming, so I can come back for another Korean Delhi later. Good. Very good. Shame I'm not taking land from all of this, but breaking them up with Ming is more important. And now I can focus on the matter at hand, which is still big and scary, but what are you gonna do? I'm gonna have to regroup back at home base. Now I strongly suspect my allies are going to be folding pretty soon, but it also means I don't have to give in to their demands, so to speak. Jake, you have a French colonist, thanks a bunch. I often forget those. Looking good.